Hello and welcome, sports fans, to In the Tunnel Sports Podcast. I am your host, Nicole with the K and Y, and I am here with my friend and co-host, Pat the Truth Sam,
What's going on, H-Town?
and the man with the plan,
What-
Mr. Melvin Williams.
What's going on, Texas?
How y'all doing today?
Doing fantastic.
We
That's
good.
what's up. That's what's up.
He's more happy today because, Texas, the Cowboys won. We're going to talk about it. He's been on suicide watch mode, so.
Here we go.
Oh no, well we do talk about mental health, in sports, so maybe we can touch on that a little bit.
We call Dr. Q.
Okay, hey, Dr. Q. All right, sports fans, before we begin, we want you to like, share, subscribe, and as we go, you have a comment, something you want to tell us, share, whatever. Just, hey, use your fingers, all right?
And go to our mama's IG too, In the Tunnel Sports Podcast.
Yeah. All right. So, first things first, right? We got to pay them bills. So, this episode was brought to you by the Overstreet Law Firm. Facing a legal storm, unsure where to turn. When you want a criminal case dismissed, there's only one name to remember: Brian E. Overstreet, the bow tie lawyer. From minor charges to serious allegations, Brian Overstreet is the answer when the odds seem stacked against you. With 25 years of experience and a track record of success, Brian is the defender you need in your corner. Remember, when you're in legal trouble,
Why I gotta be me? All of us at the table.
don't stress.
Come on now.
Just call the
Killing me. Kill it. We gotta bring some perspective to this little show here.
I'm messing with you. Call the bow tie lawyer at 281-820-4LAW and let the Overstreet Law Firm fiercely defend your rights. Truesdale.
What up, Street? When you call early, I call you back. I know he's a happy man. Family used to be Texas State against the new ride.
That was a big game too.
Yeah,
A lot of people that I heard.
Okay. So, guys, we started out happy. It's still happy, but we have talked about some things today, and on the horizon, we have quite a few people, and we actually just heard of a recent passing. So, first, I want to talk about Hall of Famer, NBA, first global ambassador, and the beloved finger waver, Dikembe Mutombo. He passed away on Monday from brain cancer at the age of 58. And just a little bit about him, he was one of the best shot blockers and defensive players of all time. And he was named Defensive Player of the Year 4 times. It's recorded that he rejected 3,289 shots. That's the second highest in NBA history. And he had a long career. He was with Denver, Atlanta, Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York, and of course, the Rockets.
Yeah.
So you have any thoughts? I just no.
Yeah. No, but Penny Dog gonna be there, so it really helped him. But he was the best shot blocker, man. And, coming from where he's from, and John Thompson got him, and him and Alonzo Morning was good inside with Georgetown. And very smart, very, very smart.
He was going to school to be a doctor.
Yeah, and speaking, I thought when he talked, when he spoke like that. But that shot, and it really go out like that. Praise go to him and his wife and his kids. He loved Houston too. Man, Houston's one of the boys to drive for him, and he loved Houston.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Dikembe Mutombo truly changed the game. We talked about when all the shots he blocked, but it's how many tons of shots he affected just by his presence in the league. And he was truly he was a good guy. He was a good guy. Gave back a lot to a lot of different communities. He helped start some initiatives between the NBA and, like you said, being a global ambassador and spreading the game throughout the world, literally. But he was always very humble, and he took the finger waving. He's probably one of the only people that could have did that and made it a positive. And not, because now normally you wave your finger at somebody, you're ready to fight.
Especially the middle one.
Yeah. But Dikembe did it, just showing his competitiveness, his fierceness, and his even him doing that, still his respect for the game. and respect for other players. Let them know, hey, that's not happening here, but this is what we're gonna do. So we definitely lost one. 58 years old. I know many people thought he would be here a lot longer, but he definitely left his mark while he was here.
Yeah, that commercial did on ESPN. He run around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And so we also would like to talk about yesterday we lost another one, Pete Rose, better known as Charlie Hustle. And he was an American professional baseball player and manager. And he played in major leagues from 1963 to 1986. And he was one of the most prominent members of the Cincinnati Reds, and known as the Big Red Machine. Let's see. He was successful playing for the Philadelphia Phillies, where he won his third World Series championship. And he had a brief stint with the Montreal Expos. And he managed the Reds from 1984 to 1989.
Yeah. I tell everybody, Pete was one of my favorite baseball. Pete was one of my favorite baseball players all time. He was a man, he had a stick game. He was just all around player. But he should be in the Hall of Fame, but you know how it goes. They had the gambling deal, and it's something you can't do. Spend some time, and that's where he messed up at. I beat him too one time. Yesterday, me and Neville was in Sweet Ups. I bet him in Vegas. Yeah, he will be in Vegas. They tell him, he doesn't like 83 years old, look a long time. He was one of the best, definitely one of my best baseball players. So he definitely is.
Yeah, he was definitely one of the best players of all time. I mean, no matter what area you grew up in, the way he hustled, they changed the rule because literally he was going into home base. He tried to run people over, and did that. They did that for years, and now you can't. Now you're not allowed to do that. And then, like he was laying people out, going to home plate. And then, like even in the All-Star games, he was the guy that was hustling to steal bases. Like when he got on the field, he just felt like he should give it his all because I think a quote he once said was he didn't know when the last time he was going to play, so he was going to make sure that game he played in felt like his last game.
Yeah. He got big money.
Yep.
You got your money tax. Get your money.
Yep, you got your money. You want to see him, so he definitely. And he still would go to the hall, even though he wasn't in the hall. He would go to the Hall of Fame ceremony most years and sign baseballs for all the kids and people who were watching them and everything. He was very, very, gregarious guy.
Yeah, he loved doing that. That's how I made the mom sign at the card store. He was signing autographs. I spent some time. He's just down there talking to me and talking to everybody else.
Yep. He just liked the game. That's what got him in trouble.
Yeah. Look at that butt. He was a great guy, great player. Go out of history. Should have been in Hall of Fame, but you know how they go. But he did pay his dues, and at the end of the day, still to me went out as a legend. He's still always good.
I agree. And so we just got news that John Amos.
Good times.
Yeah.
H-Town Big Dad died. John, you look at the big H-Town. He'll buy him.
He does kind of.
H-Town Big. He's going to sell it to you. I felt the time like James Evans. Damn, I think I know you did not James Evans, but that was my man.
So it's like, damn, James. Now for me, Good Time is one of my favorites, to watch. And I think it kind of, and I'm gonna say this gently, that he reminded me a lot of my dad. In the sense of the discipline in the household, and stuff, and just, maybe get out of it, but not necessarily, beat down or something, but just the household, even though they were in the projects, you still had a nucleus with a father, a mother, trying to work it out for 3 kids, and they had a plan to try to, get out with this James. He was always trying to.
I'm instructed because he was in the project at the theater on. James was a true black father.
Yeah.
That was the problem why they took him out.
Yeah.
Because I remember this interview on Mike Evans, and he said that the reason why he took him out, one of the reasons why he took him out, because he was a true black father. When you look at all the shows back in the days, all the black fathers was on the show. They were grown. Lion, Good Times, the model sang his son. So he was the father that had small kids growing up, and he played that real black father role. No matter what kind of household you come out with, you come from the ghetto, middle class, father was like that. And that's what James did.
Yeah.
And they played that role.
Yeah. I mean, if you grew up anytime in the 70s, 80s, 90s, even 2000s, you watch Good Times, for sure. It's definitely a show that I think left its mark on America as well as the black culture. You know, Penny. Well, that was a lot of people's first girlfriend right there, Janet Jackson.
Still a lot of people's girlfriend.
Janet Jackson.
I gotta go pick up that big old forehead.
And then
I like that Tempest Smoke.
and then you was cheating on Penny with Thelma. Thelma was the daughter.
It was the
Thelma was the daughter.
no, I'm talking about the was trying to mess with
them?
Oh no, I'm talking about you watching the show. I didn't like Penny. I didn't like Thelma. Then Penny came on there. I was like, I feel like I'm cheating.
But James name is a lot of people don't know this. He was a good football player.
No, for
So
sure.
he's from Jersey.
Yeah.
He went to junior college in Cali. Then he transferred to Colorado State.
Mm-hmm.
And he went out for the Kansas City Chiefs. And he played a year and he got cut. Something like that. He got cut. So the coach told me he didn't get it. And that's like it because he married a girl lady from there, major drama. Because a lot of people know he was married to a white woman. But yeah, he's married to a white woman.
And I've seen him, I can't remember right now, but a couple of other movies he played in. He's always been like a steady, you know,
Yeah.
Right. He always played an authoritative figure for the most part, represented a positive authoritative figure.
Yes.
You never saw. I don't remember him ever playing like the gangster or anything like that.
Just where it's up. He played the game.
Oh yeah, he should have.
But I got a good question. What was your favorite moment of James that was on Good Time? I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
My favorite moment when JJ carried that woman. They took a roll off. That was our Richard's mom. A lot of people know that.
Yeah.
That was our Richard's mom. She just passed too, by the way. Rest in peace. But when the phone rang, and Jackie picked up the phone and said hello, and that father, no. You talking about no, he's all, man, you know,
I like to laugh. I just, have a particular moment, but I just remember his outfit. He always wore like that green velour shirt.
Yeah. And then brown.
And the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking stuff, so.
Right.
And Action Jackson came in, and we just lost the match, right? Yeah. So you mess with me, just need some bones. Oh, that's my son. You better be like my dad.
Right.
The mom told me that stop or something fall out.
Yeah. I remember that.
The TV was real.
Yeah.
Back to was real.
Yeah, for sure. Now we lost one. We lost another.
We lost a legend.
We lost a legend for our culture, for our country. So prayers go out to him and his family for sure.
And they always say it comes to threes, and it seems like, this is three. It was just like last week, it seemed like it was,
Well, the guy I talk about this. There's another guy I got respect for. I can't remember it. From Beverly Hills.
Oh,
Taggart. Yeah, he played Detective Taggart in Beverly Hills Cop. So obviously played in a lot of other movies. I actually was reading an article, and he said, like, Beverly Hills Cop was one of the last kind of roles that he had. But he would be walking down the street and people would go, "Hey, Taggart," and so he would. At first, it irritated him because he's like, "Man, I've played all these different roles and I've done all these different shows and movies." And you remember for Taggart, and then a few years after that, he's like, "That's pretty cool, though. People will always remember me for that role." So he started embracing it, and he giving interviews and doing autographs. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, Jules, now, so let's talk about about last week's game. And first, I want to talk about my favorite, the Texans and the Jaguars. It was close. It was close.
I'm just gonna say this, Nicole. Say this, Melvin. We got they got to get together. I mean, we got a win is a win. They say they was blessed to win. If we play any kind of team was good last week, we would have lost. We better get that online together. That's especially because we better get it together. And then we got Superman coming to town this weekend. After they just lost to Baltimore, it's gonna be tough. We gotta get our line together. Everything else is fine. We gotta get our line together. I'm trying to tell these kind of people, everybody got time to talk about. Oh, the guy had 100 yards. Look, when you have an offensive line, you want an all-around game. You got pass block, got run block, got screen block. Y'all gonna let the running back get 200 yards. If you don't pass block, you're gonna lose. Because 9 to 10, when the game is on the line, you got to throw the ball and get in something. And if you can't pass block, you're got sacked 3 times in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
The screen is got top line a couple times. They got to get that line together. We're in trouble. We got to do that. You know? I mean, and I know D'Amico gonna do a good job doing our season. That's a long way from it. He gonna fix what needs to be fixed, what you did on defense, but they better get it together, man. That's all I can say, man. Because I know 1 year ago they took down the first round. He wasn't. They said he wasn't working. Tom, I don't know what's wrong with him. I just don't know. I need some milk. I don't know what it is.
Well, I mean, it's early in the year, so but early.
Yeah, the boy been in the league for 5 years.
But so
you got to be there blocking. Put your man on your ass. That's what they pay to do.
for sure,
Do that.
I agree. But that's what they got to work with right now. So at the end of the day, they got to coach. They got to coach
money because it was so bad when the boy got caught. He got caught a hole in the crowd. Booed.
Guys, Green ain't want nobody.
That's my point. My point is they got to make some.
I said a long time. Green is average at best on a good day. Average at best on a good day as far as blocking and being a top-notch offensive lineman in the league. But Tunsil, I mean, you got at some point you got to know what you got. He's gonna get you one false start and one hold in the game, and you just try to minimize the risk. Once you get his one false start, you go over and talk to him and say, "We got you with this game. We don't need no more." They keep him focused. He's always been a guy that I felt like wasn't really mentally tough. He got the tools. He's a good player, but mental questions when he was in Miami was Miami before, right? The mental questions were there. So for the most part, he's really mentally okay, but that's what you don't get.
I really think that he's been messed up since he got drafted because the Boss was in the top 3, top 5 drafted. He still went the first round with 15. He lost a lot of money. So they found a video of him smoking weed. He was smoking with it, man. So the stepdad didn't understand it. I guess the mama kicked the stepdad to the curb. My understanding, I don't know the whole story, but how people got money to change here and everything. So that man might have supported them, which was wrong. I don't know what went down. My understanding, he tried to take it. And that boy probably just did the same.
No, I mean, with the way he had his head smoking weed,
We know that, but I'm saying.
but I'm saying he had issues before that, and I think that I don't understand that it exacerbated it for sure,
Yeah.
and accelerated whatever potentially was gonna happen. But we kind of talking about the kid like he gonna do something crazy. He just not mentally focused enough where you can say focus. No, but he don't look like he about to beat nobody up or whatever. He just gonna have a false start, he gonna have a hold, and he gonna a little frustrated.
So he called for holding too low. To the white girls like so it's just a false start. They told me it's not playing. Guess what? They're more crazy.
He on the team. All I'm saying is, if you walk out there and you ain't supposed to have red, white gloves, you're supposed to have white gloves on, or red gloves on. Somebody, hey, Tuesday, you know what? You got something in your hair. I tell you, you had something in your hair. Where's boys at? We talk about that all the time, whether it's in sports or whether it's your personal life. You gotta have some people that looking out for you. And he on that team, and so I'm close to that team. If they let him go out there with some red gloves on and get busted the whole all that many times, it's supposed to happen right there.
Well, CJ is a Christian. I think CJ be taking him out of dinner. He gonna have Bible study right
Whatever we need to
They
do.
do something.
Whatever we need to do.
Something like, and the thing is, when you got a quarterback, it helps you make up for it. Gets you out a lot of things.
Sure.
Especially this weekend, but he can't say it all the time.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Sweet. That was
No, it's not.
and he did what he did, got his hands on, caught him all up. Because, like I said, it maybe that'll happen something online. Because I said, we in trouble. Trouble. We don't get our stuff together.
So,
Like Randy Knight said, trouble.
yeah,
Oh, Superman is coming in town.
Yeah,
That's my boy. Look, Cole with number 0.
Florida State.
Yeah.
Played at Florida State. Good kid.
So, Melvin, let's talk about Dallas and the Giants. Let's talk about
Like I said last week, we had that get right game, and we got right. Unfortunately, though, it cost us big. Looks like DeMarcus Lawrence, one of our D linemen, starting D lineman, All Pro, is going to be out for a while, extended at least 4 weeks. Micah Parsons, high ankle sprain, which you both know. You know, high ankle sprain. You can try to play. You can try to play next week. It's gonna, it's gonna last all year. High ankle sprain, in my opinion, you got to have at least 8 weeks before, and really 8 weeks of not doing much before you feel like it's healed. So, my bookends, Lawrence on one side, Parsons on the other side. They out. We already had starting cornerback Deron Bland. He should be coming back hopefully in a couple of weeks. We was down to our 5th cornerback, and our 5th cornerback actually made an interception to help seal the game. But at the end of the day, it's just gonna fall more on CD and Dak. Like, and the rest of those wide receivers. Ferguson had a pretty good game this week, but it's much tougher opponent going to Pittsburgh this week. They're coming off a loss. I think the first loss of the season. They obviously got a quarterback that got something to prove. Tomlin is one of the best NFL coaches of all time. It's going to be in Pittsburgh. Sunday Night Football. Everybody in the country's going to be watching. Old school guard, new school guard, Dallas versus Pittsburgh. All the history behind those two teams. So if I had to bet, I couldn't bet with my heart because Pittsburgh definitely going to be a favorite on that. Dallas had that. I saw on the waiver wire they picked up a DN from the Bengals practice squad. But at the end of the day, you're not going to go out and replace Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. You just don't. Those players just aren't sitting out there, and you can't really trade for anybody in that caliber. Right? So you can go ahead and go to sleep. You can put on it right now. So at the end of the year, 12, 5, 11, 6, we're going to see how much you sleep.
You not the little boy church be long, preach a long time.
I want to give you a lot of details.
I'm saying, every time we talk about that, you got a long shirt on, like you one of them old sanctified preachers. This is long.
3 points.
It's not even nothing long talk about that. Sucks. Sucks. So something like you get this long shirt on. Somebody ain't gonna go on. Oh, Pittsburgh's gonna get y'all. I know tight shirt Tony gonna be cheering like that. Yeah, play that he gonna get a cigar boy with his tight shirt on.
Shock the world. Shock the
Come on. Long shirt on it. Yeah, long side. But still,
I'm just saying. I mean, he used to struggle with that get right game. Jacksonville. You tell me Jacksonville good?
but I gave church like
Jacksonville good? No.
I
How long we talk about Thompson? His mental issues.
preach.
I
The
can't.
white church preach back in the day. It was short. We thought it was short.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You gave one scripture. I gave 4. I want to make sure my Christians got enough information to know who they need to follow.
just going
America's team, the boys.
Hallelujah on to Kansas City and the Chargers.
Yeah, Kansas City was a game. Interesting. But Mahomes threw an interception. I don't need him to look before he put his back down, trying to tackle somebody below. Because he tackled his own man who they really need.
Yep.
Out for the year.
ATL. Machine. Rice.
He always.
Yeah.
Oh, that money he made. Oh, man. But yeah, they pulled it out. That's what that happened. You know, like me, but I hate that happen though. But they pulled it out. They practiced back. You know, they've been playing all the time games. For some reason, that boy just don't know how to find a way to pull it out.
Yeah, and then I, you know, a little bit about that as I was doing some research and stuff. I just found out it was like about an hour ago or so, like that his grandpa was in the hospital.
Who's grandfather?
My whole pet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they said they wouldn't reveal like what's wrong and stuff like that.
Dad's dead.
If his mom. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, the prayers go to.
So we don't know, maybe they might, I'm not saying it.
This was an accident.
Yeah.
It was an accident. Yeah, we pulled it out.
Yeah, you know that. He's the Mahomes right now. He's the winner.
So, Melvin, the
Yeah.
Lions in Seattle.
Lions are good. Period. I mean, there's no other way to say it. I mean, I was reading some stuff online this morning, and some people got the Lions rated as the #1 team in the league right now. I'm not going to say they're not. I'm not going to say they are. They're definitely top 5. They're a complete team. They got running back, quarterback. Quarterback went 18 for 18 for almost 300 yards. Never been done in NFL history.
They never been the golf.
And so, Jared Goff. I went to the game in Detroit, and especially when Stafford came in, and all they were saying, Jared Goff. So, I mean, they're rallying behind them, and, you know, more power to them.
That was Jason Lewis. Campbell got the ones right. He got to quit gambling so much. Yesterday, it almost caught them at the end because they dropped back and got a safety and punt the ball out. So you don't feel that like he was just going. But I'm like, if they had any kind of tension, they really could have got back in the game at the last minute. No, Seattle just should have ran the ball.
They should have ran the ball, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the question, you see that pass interference they call Lockett? They say he was blocking. Come on, man. So if that I know, but if that play stood, they had a really good chance of beating Detroit. I mean, it was it was score. Yeah.
He just came down like he do.
Yeah. It's a good football being played right now. Yeah.
All right, next we have the Dolphins and the Titans.
Oh man, and I went the Titans and the Dolphins. The Titans won.
Yeah, 31-20.
Yeah, they won the first game. And I've seen 2 on the side. He just said,
no, but he not. And the way that the Dolphins are playing, they're in trouble.
yeah,
They're in trouble. And so I know Tua being a competitive guy, that's even fueling him more to get back. It's fueling him more to get back. Like, he's like, before he got hurt, they was rolling, offense was clicking, they throwing the ball to Tyreek Hill, they throwing the ball to Waddle, the running game, A-Chain, running all over, but they got the players.
but you gotta have a quarterback. Like I said, quarterback plays a big role.
I feel it.
That's all we got. We wouldn't want that game.
No, I think we got right now. We want to win that game against
I'm gonna tell you right now. Rams in trouble.
they're big time.
Look like they can have the worst record in the league. Oh, yes. They better draft all time here. Not from it, but I thought they better go get the best college quarterback in the country. They better go get Cam right there.
Yeah.
That's something that.
Yeah. You're right there down the street.
Yeah.
Down the street.
Who's Bible gonna have to? Come on, man. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's what man better go get. I need to go and get. We got to draft one.
No, they need to.
If you got a good one, but if you don't have a good one, I wouldn't waste my time. You got one right there, man. That ball, you like, oh, maybe
Who's that? Oh,
better get.
gonna be tough for the national championship. You gotta roll.
He gonna be all right. I can say he's the best player in the country. He gonna roll.
No, you say he's the best player.
He said he's the best player. He said he's the best.
Oh yeah, he said that.
I said it.
He's fine.
Okay. If you win the last week, you said the best player. Right. Sometimes he's not even. He's the best offensive, but he's the best player.
He's better.
BCT knows on that. Tuesday said that.
He's better quarterback. For sure. He's better quarterback. Best player. We'll talk about that later. But
You know about college ball now? First, we'll talk about Brandon and DB.
Oh man. Can't believe my boy.
you know,
The 5 overtimes. I haven't seen the game yet. I know one of my players, Steven Shaw Jr., texted me, told you, we got it. Send it back. Congratulations, Steve. Congratulations, my boy Richie Moore. You know, but I can't believe it. 5 overtimes.
yeah, I'm happy. I mean, it's obviously a big game for both programs in Dallas, showcasing both programs for the state of Texas and northern Louisiana, for sure. So I'm happy PB pulled it out because Bret's got a good squad this year. Bret got a good, and then PB's obviously been struggling for the past couple of weeks. So for the coach to galvanize the team and say, hey, we about to go up to Dallas, one of our biggest games of the year. Let's go up there and get a dub. You know, they were fighting the whole time, 5 overtimes, like they said. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
So, Melvin, I definitely know you want to talk about UT in Mississippi.
Man, it was hot that game. I was there. I'll tell you right now. That sun was
Did you
big.
have a good time?
I had a great time. What I can remember, I had a great time for sure. But yeah, but we took care of business. First SEC game ever. That's one reason why I wanted to go. Played Mississippi State. They obviously not, a highly ranked team, but anytime and I'll be honest with you, first half we played without food. They were in the game. Like my goal was to go and at halftime leave and go do the tailgate. The game was too close. And then I was like, okay, by third quarter, I'll leave, go to the tailgate. The game's still too close. So we pulled it out and we got a bye week. So we got time to get ready for OU and in Dallas at the State Fair. Something that you pointed out to me, and I didn't realize this truth there. I've never seen it before either. Both teams are on bye.
Still, former linebacker, Oklahoma, former D-line coach for a long time. And he said that he never known to be a bye. I've known to see Oklahoma have a bye, Texas have a bye.
I'll say before the game.
And it's kind of good for OU too, that they get their offense together.
No, for sure.
Should have really lost the hard work, but they won. They just played good. They needed that win to get rid of these Cowboys, but that's gonna be great. So them two with a bye week.
Yeah, they both gonna come out with something that neither team has seen all year. Yeah. Like they gonna get ready for all the trick plays, the exotic defenses. It's gonna be a fun game to watch.
The question I gotta ask you, who's gonna win the game?
Who's gonna hit?
Who's gonna be on the center for Texas?
Oh, yours. Yeah. So the good thing about he didn't play this week at Mississippi State. He gave him another year to heal up. Another week to heal up. And then we got a bye week. So he got this week to heal up. And then we got all next week where he can start practicing. So he's gonna have 5 weeks since he got his injury, a strain.
At the end of the day, Nicole, when the fourth quarter comes, man ain't gonna be the quarterback.
I'm telling you. Yeah, we're gonna be blowing him out. That's right. It's gonna be 42.
Who they play when they play
Georgia.
They didn't be starting next week against Georgia. So he get in the game. He be going on, he gonna be there in the head, and he be starting.
And this is a true there alone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna run it in.
Yeah, we're gonna run it back.
See what happens.
We're gonna run that back.
All right, so earlier we was talking about that Oklahoma and Auburn.
Yeah. They are shit off, man. They go. But I mean, it is what it is. They got to get their OGs. They got to get their offense together. They got to be quarterback. They're sticking with him. It's gonna be a big Auburn. Auburn should have won, but Auburn struggling. Freeze got to get it together. Real.
Man, if you're an OU fan, you should have been on the front pew Saturday because that game was over.
Yeah.
That game was over. The dude threw the interception. He didn't even have to throw the ball. I didn't continue to run the ball. OU's done. So yeah. So
Freeze got to get it together. They put all those down.
Yeah. I got a good buddy of mine. Shout out to John Ivory. He went to Auburn back in the day. and he was celebrating. I saw him. What was that? Sunday. He was like, "Man, can you believe that?" Bleep, 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 bleep. I was like, "John, I know, man. I was about to call you and give you some congratulations because we got a couple buddies who went to OU too." He was like, "Man, I don't even want to see them cats."
So when he just did that BBB, that's how you know the Cowboys.
No, that's how he got. We're paying the cricket show, so.
All right, now let's talk about Colorado.
Woo! Can we run it back? Can we run the tape back from last week?
Well, the Colorado, remember the year that we beat TCU last year? That's like the TCU game. They was the same thing, 4-1, all that. Yeah, I picked them to lose. I picked them to lose the next day out by this week. I don't pick them to lose the next week. So that's every week. And all I'm gonna say is this: Jefferson, the quarterback reception. Look how he's the worst quarterback. Pop Warner quarterback, junior high quarterback, high school quarterback. I put that old dude on all levels to play on. He'd be the worst quarterback of ever. That's all I got. Oh man. Find a coaching job, they want to do
I
say that too. It's a good
I
job.
want to coach a kid.
Alabama and Georgia.
You know what?
Woo!
Kirby Smart. They kept the made adjustment at the end, in which Georgia got back in the game. My boy Julian got beat on the pass. I keep saying it's gonna be all right, but he's gonna be fine. But the quarterback trying to force the ball in the end zone. And he should have just hit the ball.
Yeah, they could have.
So
Man, it was a.
and they did a good job coming back. Like I said, defense played good, second play. They played right. Pretty good. It's real good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the quarterback probably had one of the best games he's been in Alabama for sure.
Do the long ball. They always do the long ball good, but other than that, Georgia won it. It's a one.
It was great game.
They just won.
I was watching the game going like first half. Going, I can't believe this. Like this game gonna be over. And Georgia made a comeback and made some adjustments at halftime. But I'm just gonna tell you, man, like the Littlecock Award, that Williams kid from Alabama, 17 years old. Just give it to him right now. That's why I'm seeing the country. Give it to him right now.
Come over there, Alabama. That's why they could.
Man, that boy is
Over
cold.
there produce a lot of good football.
Running great routes, good hands, speed, moves. Yeah, I mean, he made the play to win the game. So this is not the first big catch he's already made this year as a 17-year-old true freshman. You know, most people.
The kid missed basketball.
Most kids today didn't have play.
He missed basketball. That's all.
Yeah.
So kids get back.
She's an athlete.
Kids
Those go to
amazing.
Auburn. It's another story.
Kids amazing.
So to round up about the college football, the college playoffs. Let's see, it'll be released Sunday, December 8th, with 12 teams in the location, and the schedule and everything. We kind of want to talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. This is gonna be the first year of the playoffs. Probably be the highest grade when they break down the board. The breakdown. And it's wide. It's so wide open. Like right now, the SEC is just wide open. And they don't go by what's the side, they don't go by best records and everything. Who's gonna be the SEC championship right now? I say Texas and Tennessee. But just never know what's gonna happen. Everything is crazy. So it's gonna be so interesting. College football is $1 billion business. It's really gonna be really crazy. NFL so wide open. Besides the Kansas City Chiefs,
Right.
they got a chance to win the game. So wide open. So college football, of course, so wide open. You know, you just don't know what's going to happen. I kind of can tell you right now, I think it'll be there, but then you just see what's going to happen. You know, so it's gonna be interesting.
No, for sure. It's going to be very, very interesting. And just to clarify, 12 teams make the college playoffs, but it's not the top 12 teams. It's the conference championship from the ACC, the SEC, the Big 12, and the Big 10. They get the automatic bid, and they get the bye. And then after that, it's a whole other seeding system. Where you got the selection committee, which is why they had the big selection show. And then so it's still going to be some jostling to try to figure out who the 10 team, 11 team, 12 team in, all that good stuff. Does Notre Dame have a good strength of schedule record? Is Boise State going undefeated or only having one loss going to be good enough because they got that great running back out there? So it's still a lot of football to be played, a lot of conversation to be had. Who's going to make the playoffs?
Well, I'm gonna say this: like NCAA basketball, spin around the stories. It's like was it Virginia? What was Shockley? Was his name? The basketball coach.
Shaka Smart.
Shaka Smart. He coached at school in Virginia, at school Jordan Mason.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be a team gonna make the playoffs, not a people team.
Oh, for sure.
And then one team is gonna be there.
They're gonna shock the world.
They're gonna shock the world. If UNLV. UNLV is the best power 4 team in the country. Y'all think the MVP of the game. They got that. And they're good. I'll be there. I'll be in the building Friday night in Vegas to see them against Syracuse. It's going to be a good matchup. But I'm telling you right now, they need some power 4 beat Kansas. I'm telling you, that's the team, not a power 4 team. Don't slide on the playoffs. It may do so. But that's the best team. Power 4 teams. They can beat a lot of teams right in the
I agree with you 100% what you just said. And you said something, not to digress, but you said something. They lost their quarterback because they didn't pay that man. Yeah. Those programs like SMU lost their whole program because they was paying people. They talk about, who's Reggie Bush got a suit out. They took his high because they said he was paying him. So now you can pay the players and they're not even paying them. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. It's so like that.
Now, the running back was a freshman. It's good. He quit too because they supposed to get one he but he should have kept playing.
Right.
Because all he had to do was ball out and get on out there.
Yeah. So it's crazy. We talk about college players and they pay.
Yeah. Well, it's good. They got a great OC. The young guy. That's why it's so important to have a good quarterback.
Sure. They had a good quarterback.
He had a good third string.
Yeah.
That's high fact.
Yeah.
And you're going to wait his time and not rush with the UT when you have 1 year to start. Say, man, it's there for you. He going to need that 1 year. He'll be in the ground.
So, guys, it's time to go inside the locker room. All right, we got a couple of things to talk about. The first one I want to talk about, I ran across the story of a young man, Omarion Smith. And I'll tell you a little bit about him, Melvin. He's a 21-year-old Michigan State defensive back. And he has now taken on some huge responsibilities. His mother, she died of breast cancer about a month ago. And so he became the head of the household. He's been kind of studying criminal justice, playing ball, all these things. But he's the legal guardian of all 4 of his siblings. So, his sister, she's 19. So when he's, at school and doing stuff, she helps out and stuff. But it's like really a family just, sticking together, and he was like, I didn't choose. This is, the cards my hand was dealt. And, he's doing it with grace and stuff like that. He was a young man that grew up in Detroit, and he said there was a lot of times they were homeless and from place to place, and stuff like that. And when his mother was diagnosed, 2020, he moved back home in sophomore season, be closer to her and everything like that. And so, it just took me a minute, just the way, I guess I say young people can be and stuff like that, but I don't want to say selfish like that, but this is my career, this is what we're going to do with the family. He just, embraced it and just like, hey, this is just a part of my life. But he didn't stop playing ball. He didn't stop going to school. He didn't, excuses is just a common in addition to, And so as I'm reading further and doing research, I want to point out that, his story is a little unusual. However, the NCAA doesn't track the number of athletes that, who day-to-day activities is also involved with taking care of dependents. And it said a 2020 study showed from the National Center for Education found that 19.5% of undergraduate college students had dependents that they, had to take care of. And 5.5% of them were responsible for non-child dependents. So that means parents, grandparents, kind of thing. And, it's not surprising that this usually takes place in historically marginalized, communities and stuff like that. So, that's something to think about. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of people are going to college, and I know you're familiar with that with your students and stuff like that. That I'm not saying it's the way, but it is a way to open them up to help their families be better and do better.
Yeah, funny to come because we was coming out. We talked about this a couple weeks ago because not to say the school and the coach name, I don't want to do that, but I got a couple kids in my program now. Definitely, they're really good football players, they're scholarship players, but thing is, they're homeless. So I have to do the research. I know kids can go to school free for homeless, but I was trying to make sure it's a national thing. So Mr. Glass, a former HISD principal, previous graduate, good friend of mine, he said it's a federal law. No matter where they live, no matter where they can go to school free. And so I coach and say, look, man, them kids, they're good. School already want to offer one of the kids, want to give them. They don't have to give them money so they can get a scholarship to another kid because this kid don't be like he's on scholarship.
Okay.
They job is having their business in the classroom. Keep up, they get everything done, get all fun, get everything for like a full ride. And this young man do this, like you say, they're using excuses. I'm gonna take care of his whole family. I think he has an older sister. I think he's the second. I think she has a child too.
Okay, she was 19.
Yeah. So him going on. I could be wrong, but at the end of the day, boy, I got to salute that brother, staying strong, doing what he got to do. He's a good football player too. And the coach surprised that kid, because a lot of times you see kids, you don't know what they're going through. And you don't think you would never live in their life. And you see the ones that crazy, you think they're going through that. It's crazy. Sometimes it's the parents crazy. See, my thing, everybody talk about how crazy the kids are. The kids. It's the parents.
Well, I guess my mom is a counselor. I can, a lot, attest to that. You know what I'm saying?
So here's what I'll say. Kudos to him for stepping up, for sure. I think we've all heard this term before. It takes a village to raise a kid. It really takes a village to survive in the world. Because even after you become an adult, you still need assistance, you need guidance, all that good stuff. So one thing that my dad told me, at a young age, is you're gonna have choices in life, but life is also gonna choose you. So it's gonna be some things that's gonna happen in your life that it wasn't a direct reflection on your choice or what somebody else did. Life just chose you. What you gonna do when life chooses you? And so your choices have to make sure that it helps in whatever part of your life that life chooses him. So obviously he didn't choose for his mom to go through that situation in that standpoint. But one of the positives is, and I was just trying to look it up. One of the positives is now he's at a big school, Michigan State, right? Major school. So there's donors there that he might be able to get an NIL scholarship. That NIL scholarship or NIL support, NIL deal that wasn't even available, 5 years ago. And by the way, he's not the first kid that had this situation. What was the guy? They did the movie? Ole Miss.
I can't think,
Blindside. But Blindside. Even when you watch the movie, and I know, part of it was fictionalized and making a movie, but the crux of it is these people were trying to help somebody, and they were trying to look into it to make sure that there wasn't any impermissible. The dude was living on the street at one point in time, and obviously you can fact check the guy at Michigan State, his circumstances. You know how many brothers and sisters he got. You can find out what happened to his mom, all that good stuff. So now the community does have an opportunity to be able to be within the rules, help them out, and hopefully that's what people.
Help them out there. You know, these colleges, they got to get a program.
Oh, great.
Love what you're saying.
Yeah.
Michigan State has a strong plan.
Sure.
One of the strong people I'm sure reached out to me.
Hawes,
I know who it is.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the blessed thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a
Basketball coach.
yeah, he's not in the back, but he's the type that he's so good hearted.
Yeah.
He always has a good relationship with the football coach because he loves football.
Right.
And I talked to a couple of guys that was there with Greg, my boy Big G from Peter Mark, my dad was student. But Michigan State, he was at Nick Saban last year.
Right.
He said he'd always come to practice and hang out with him and talk to them. So it's a nice big family.
And one of the things, you know, from what I gathered from the interview is that, you know, it wasn't even like something he had to contemplate. He just stepped into it. Wasn't, you know, something he had to think about, because in that he seems very selfless, because he said, okay, well, my sister, you know, is helping me when I'm doing this, and I'm going to make sure that when the time comes that I can help her. So, you know, he's still thinking about the future, how he can still help his siblings to, you know, elevate.
Well, sometimes just put the boy, but his mom died in the family. There's about 7 of all boys. They would say, we're going to take care, we're going to take that. Now we staying together.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the state involved, they had older brothers who could see over there and mature. Because sometimes in life, you have people have to mature at an early age because they put themselves in grown folks' shoes as far as responsibility. That's what this young man did. The young man decided to have his prerogative together because he ain't living an average college life. He's going to class, going to practice, and making sure that sister's brother get home. It's a full-time job. It's hard.
Because I remember when I was doing at 21. You know?
We didn't want that part. He got put in this
They
situation.
can still charge you right now what you were doing at 21. So don't put it out there. Don't put it out there.
I was
Oh,
married.
Statute of limitations not up. I'm telling you, don't do it, Nicole. Don't do it.
So we said it takes a village. And that's something we're going to talk about next week about coming at family take a village, because I think it's just good on correct. We're going to correct, we have to correct that shit in that. That village is horrible. So we'll talk about that next week.
We'll talk about that next
Okay.
week. We'll talk about that.
And y'all get ready for the next long term too.
So, but before you go, Nicole, I want to, since we talked about a village, we talked about kids, you know, I think it's a great time to have the Kate Rito quick hits moment.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
I got a question for you. See what you got. I like to keep it local. You know, let's do this. What do you think? Who do you think are the top 4? I'll give you 4. Who are the top 4 high school programs, football programs in the state of Texas right now?
I think
Go back. For number 4.
Okay. Number 4, I say North Crown.
North Crowd. Okay, yeah, they got a nice program. Okay.
I say
North Crowd.
I say Duncanville. Number 3.
Duncanville.
I say North Shore.
North Shore number 2.
Yes.
What?
And I say, even though North Carolina beat upset the Soul, they think it's gonna beat them. Because the Soul, I think the Soul got the best team in the country.
So what you saying is Dallas got 2 of the best teams in the country. They got to build the Southern. That's what you're saying.
We got the best team. We got
I mean, the team, but you know, Dallas, Duncanville, Minnesota.
Duncanville.
No detail.
Duncanville. They probably beat North Shore. North Shore been beating Duncanville over there and all that. Now, this is what I'm gonna tell you. Keep it real with you. We got the talent, we got the coach. The coach is not good. We got a lot of teams that are good. As good as them, but it's about person.
Sure.
Person.
For sure.
All right. So then we're gonna talk a little bit about Bret Farve. So you know he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in January, and so he said it started with him having trouble using his right arm. He couldn't lift, you know, to put on his jacket and different stuff. But he didn't, you know, he had told TMZ like a while back, but asked him to keep it quiet and didn't reveal anything until now that you know he's I don't want to say he's on trial or anything like that, but there's like a hearing and you know stuff. So now he's letting everybody know that that he has Parkinson's stuff. Now, there was a testimony to the congressional committee, about his welfare misspending capital. Remember that, using those funds and stuff. But what I did know, I guess I didn't follow up close enough, was that he didn't face any criminal charges, for that, But however, he has repaid over $1 million, for his speaking fees that he, did. So it's just kind of, just wondering, you think something like that happened to Diddy? That he won't?
Diddy is not going to get out of jail. I mean, they denied his bail for the third time, I think.
Yeah, like this yesterday.
They denied his bail for the third time.
Yeah.
I mean, so, yeah, it's, I don't even want to.
And he goes back.
I don't want to spend time talking about Diddy on this show, for sure. I'll make a comment on Brett Favre. Obviously, one of the best football players of all time. I think Brett made mistakes. I think, from his participation in the misallocation of those funds, he made mistakes. Now, at the end of the day, whether you got Parkinson's or not, that don't make you make no mistakes. He made some bad judgment. Some people like he was trying to help his community out because I think they built a volleyball facility and the money went to some schools and stuff like that. But the money was earmarked for underprivileged. So it's like the rich helping the rich, and then the poor is going to stay poor. And then obviously you're in Mississippi, which is traditionally a state that's very poor, and you have a lot of underserved, marginalized people that live in that state. So there's really no middle class, from what I know, in Mississippi. You either got money or you don't. And so people, obviously, Brett's part of the community that has money, be it haven't lived in the NFL. Been an NFL player, and then he moved right back to Mississippi. So his money is long in Mississippi.
But was it a mistake? It was a mistake. It was like I'm literally.
I've never really got the feeling that, and I've never been really close to it. People play in the league too as well. I probably know some people closer to Brett. He never really came across as like a shady dude that was trying to get over. But I don't put it past him. They put it in front of him and said, "Hey, we can do this for our people. Here's the choice you can make this choice, make that choice."
Because everybody got a price.
Yeah.
Full of shit. Excuse my language.
All right.
If that was the thing, let's take the stars come out of Mississippi, Walter Payton, Sweets, Jerry Rice, Hugh Green.
Ooh.
If that would have been them to throw that money, that probably put them on the jail. And then down so he comes to Sparks. At the same time, I think it makes sense we do go to jail. You ain't heard nothing about the case. But at the same time, if he really had it, it's gone. At the end of the day, so.
And a lot of that can, from playing and stuff like that.
Still in
the state.
Yeah, I was talking about that. So I mean, I don't like that. So whatever you got, he was what you back? But he wrong. You still wrong. He may take it.
Yep.
Yes, that's why I'm like, it's a lot of mistake.
It's a business, but at the same time, he wrong. They get away. If he was black, he would be in jail.
So speaking of that,
and then when the capital he had, they would still go to jail.
So to kind of drive home that a little bit, let's talk about New York Mayor Eric Adams, who's been indicted. So he's charged with bribery and campaign finance offenses. And the DOI Commissioner Joycelyn E. Strauber says the indictment until today alleges that Mayor Adams abused his power and position for nearly a decade, obtaining personal benefits and illegal campaign contributions from foreign nationals and others, giving them undue influence over him. As charged, this illegal conduct compromised his integrity as an elected official in New Yorkers expect that. Now, it says allegedly, so we want to make sure we say allegedly, because we ain't got no money to be sued.
Right.
All right. For nearly a decade, I think I pretty much said that. Like he did luxury travel, they talked about that. And Adams solicited and accepted these benefits from foreign nationals and businessmen and others and stuff like that. So, he he's in a lot of hot water. You know, he gave the key to Diddy. He gave the key.
Well, it's the same thing that the kid did.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you know, they died with all this stuff. So crazy. They probably on the videos. So I guess they're gonna get them in the call. I guess him and P. Diddy gonna be still.
And they said that he also pressured the New York City Fire Department to facilitate the opening of a foreign government's Manhattan skyscraper that had not passed fire inspection. So basically abuse of power.
That's a shame. Man. You got a brother take a big city like that. That's huge.
In abuse of power. Now it's not saying that others have, but you know, like oh, I forgot the reference said, but we can't do it. We can't do
what others do.
And that's just it. It since the beginning of
We got better.
Can't do it.
no matter how hard we try.
Nope.
It's just
Nope. No. Yeah. So if he allegedly did all that stuff, he should for sure face the punishment.
Yeah. Because if the guy knocking on your door for just
Severe punishment.
yeah.
So that means be him, should not be in jail.
In our kid.
Yeah. Or
And now his daughter coming out saying that he did some things.
our daughter.
Ours daughter.
Do you think R. Kelly's daughter said that he done some things there to get some money?
Well, some people are saying that. I don't know. I don't like to just throw that out there.
I mean, they're
people
gonna
just like saying, well, why now? You
You
can't
can't
tell
just
nobody, you know.
because I mean, the man was sick. She probably just held it.
And I wouldn't be surprised because molestation is something that happened in his immediate family. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so I don't want to talk about that too much, but you know, that's what that is. But I want to go a little bit deeper, you know, and I want to talk about Gettysburg College. And there was a swimmer on there, and I don't know exactly how it happened because I know I would be kicking and fighting and punching. But there was this one guy that was on a black guy that was on the swim team. He was the only black guy there at a social outing, and one of the other teammates took a box cutter and carved the N word. I hate saying that, but we all know what the word is. You know, into this young man's chest. You know, and so the family they want to speak about it, but they're, you know, remaining anonymous and stuff. And so the son is no longer there, and the victim, you know, he's no longer there. And the guy who did it, he's not right now. But they said that he's no longer enrolled in college. They said that the Gettysburg Police Department told ABC News that the department has not received a complaint regarding the incident. And then they said that the department reached out to the college campus, you know, and asked them about learning about the incident, and they were told that the victims were encouraged to go to the police department, you know, to contact the college, you know, to contact the police. So it's like the school is saying, hey, contact the police, and the police is saying, contact the college. So it's just not, it's really under wraps. You know, the investigation, they're not being very forward about it. You know?
So I don't know if this new legislation will fall under that, but there's new legislation being pushed, hazing legislation being pushed by some families of kids who were, you know, in college and they got hazed and they end up dying. So they're trying to create. So I don't know if this today would fall upon that, but to me, incidents like this should be just like domestic violence. Like, please come out to your house, domestic violence, somebody going to jail. Like, because we got called out, somebody going to jail. And then even if somebody tries to recant, the state can still push the case because they got physical evidence that shows. And then somebody carved this into this man's chest. You got physical evidence that shows somebody broke the law.
What, you know, the boy was sleeping. What did they drug him up?
See, that's the part that I don't know that they're not very close about it, but the family is like, for the most part, they're not going to the police department. They're going to let the campus handle it.
With the family?
Yeah, that's what they said at the end. They said the victim has chosen not to let the police department handle and let the college discipline process handle it. So I don't know what kind of lawyer they got. I don't know, but besides,
They might even have a lawyer. I mean, it sounds like they get some peer pressure.
It's something that we got to keep in touch.
Yeah.
We got to do a little more research
on this. Yeah.
And they won't reveal it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like the parents saying these things, like my son wanted to come to college and be his best. And
sure.
Wanted to come to college and be, you know, this kind of thing. But what the deeper thing is that, and I think we talked about this a couple of times, that when you have a black child going to certain schools,
Mhm.
that you still gotta have that talk with them. You know what I'm saying? Parents, whatever to TV, so that's
Absolutely.
but you still have to sit in 2024 and beyond. You still got to sit your children down and say, hey, I know you're going to the school and but listen up.
Yep, for sure. I mean, I went to predominantly white private school growing up. They had to talk. I went to yeah, it's something off there. There's something off there. So we'll look dig into more details for sure.
You haven't heard anything on the news about it. It's real.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So, it's one of those things. Now, on to a lighter thing. I want to talk about Boston Celtics star Jalen. He unveiled his own brand and signature shoe, 741 Rover, and it's self-funded and operated brand. And as you know, he's somebody who really is about entrepreneurship and, doing your own thing and value. So the 741 Rover, he says it's more than just a sneaker brand. Brown says it's in an official news release. He says it's a statement about independence, creativity, and ownership. He said the understanding of ownership and value is what's important for the next generation of athletes. And so their debut to release in October 22nd. And what I like about it is that the adult shoes retail for $200 and the kids are $70. I don't think that's not bad. My mom was like, I'm not.
Well, he's a very intelligent, smart guy. All around smart athletes, period. African American. The sport coach, smart a lot of the guys too. Remember some percent of the community. He's gonna make it. And I'm going to get the shit.
And fashion, but they're
yeah, I think the supporter because I know it's going to this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Then on top of that, he's driving like I just understanding. So he's doing the right thing. We got to create our own thing. We got to get our own stuff because I know a rap artist here trying to do his own stuff now and put this out there. But that's what he's trying to do. But he can't because he got to deal with major company. So you got to wait. You know what I mean? So when he start doing it, they owned it like big small. Prime example. He had Adidas, he had Nike, Reebok, everybody was trying to buy. He said no. He stayed with his own thing and then they $50 million. So,
no, I agree 100%. And I'm like you. You got to remind me. I go out and support and get the shoe for sure because I definitely I always want to try to support our black businesses for sure. I'm super pumped he did this because at the end of the day, that's the reason why. This is the real reason why. I hate to say it, but this is the reason why he wasn't on the Olympic team. Nike sponsored the Olympic team.
Mm-hmm.
When they had those players on the team, you can't tell this cat won the MVP, Western Conference Championship.
they might win it again.
And he won the NBA championship. Some people say he outplayed Tatum at certain points.
I love Tatum.
And I like Tatum too. One A, one B. He sometimes 1A, Tatum 1B, so flip flop. This man should have been on the Olympic team, but because Nike sponsored the Olympic team, and now it's coming out because he didn't just start working on his own shoe line, 2 months ago. He's been working on it for a while, and so a lot of things are political, and the U.S. still won the gold medal, which is huge. I'm still a big fan of the American and the U.S. Olympic team for sure. But we start thinking about people that were held out of snub. It wasn't because of this play. It was definitely because of that tie. So more than ever, we need to go out and support this man.
Well, the last basketball player tried to start some landslides going for 700. That was the Ball brothers. They were dealing with the wrong person. To me, it was like, that would be really good. Let's face it. I mean, you want to make things reasonable for the community.
Yeah.
It's not the same about shoes are cheap.
Well, for sure.
Those companies are killing us, and we got messed up. I mean, I say this, not all of us, but some people. Because when you go, the reason why I'm calling them out, not all black folks, but black folks, this black, what they call it. And the laws of choice come on. You don't think more back to them.
Oh, for sure.
We want in the morning to still open up that seat.
Right.
And if they ain't gonna lie for arguments, what's important? You know, so
They're not allowed to get that college scholarship.
I think as time changes and as you know what I'm saying, because you have significant people with shoes. So like if we're talking, it comes to my mind with these shoes being affordable. That I can actually see like kids who be in those communities who need a size 15. You know what I'm saying? That he actually can donate shoes. People who want to do back to school things can afford some really nice name brand shoes to give to these kids instead of just some whatever. I don't say grocery store shoes, but something very fashionable and stuff like that. So I really, really like him and commend him as a human being. No matter what, he gonna always be all right.
That's right.
Cal graduate from a town with a lot of black business, Atlanta. Kid just got good style.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I said, he may win it again. Throw it right back in Nike face.
Right.
So the shoes gonna say.
Too much a tennis shoe person. I'm saying when they black some gold on.
Even one time this year gave it this going. And these go on a lot of things. A lot of things, man. So
Tuesday before we get out. We
don't let me get inside.
okay. So before we conclude this episode, we have to do the truth from Tunnel with Truesdale. And so, you want to talk about the Texas.
Yeah, the truth is we got to get that line right. I mean, they got to step it up town. We talked about it on the show, but we really have to get that line right. That line right. Because it's about to get tough. Schedule about to get tough. Starting this weekend. So if we don't get that together, we in trouble. That's all I can say. We got to get that line right. And if we have to bid some players, make trades, they can do a little down door. Then we got to do a little practice squad. They got to get it together. And it's back to boo you every time. Hold it out.
I agree because I'm a Texans fan and eventually down the line Texans are playing.
Yeah, but they can worry about that. They can.
Oh, I'm about in here.
Don't worry about it.
They really got to get that offensive line. You tell them they got to get that line. It's a shame fans booing you and the fans coming in picking on their line. They coming up. We got all that but I know they're not gonna last long. What else I we talked about it earlier. I'm just telling the truth. That was my issue at the beginning of the year. I told H.John Pickett them, and they running the ball. They got over 100 yards, so what? You got offensive line. So that's all.
We're talking about that offensive line again. We're still talking about that. Okay, the beginning, the middle, the end. You talking about offensive line for like 25 minutes of the show. It's terrible. It's terrible.
One thing about the offensive line, hard when they are, but they will play this game just down.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for another fantastic episode in the Total.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out too, though. Shout out to my brother, they're all right, James, brother Robert Truesdale. Enjoy the tailgate TSU homecoming this weekend. So, I mean, enjoy it. I gotta say one thing about Texas Southern. Start playing some real teams on homecoming. Play some swag teams. We're playing these high school teams.
Oh boy.
So I want to make money. Just bring other play all for somebody. Fan base is big, son. Come on, y'all get it. And make somebody get these middle schools. Lost the middle schools. I mean, come on.
You know what, Melvin? I think I'm a little keyboard like this, and you can press, different things. Organ. I think I'm gonna put the organ on. So when he starts preaching, I'm like,
It'll be short too. Shit, we start preaching.
I'm gonna give you that. He give you a piece of the word. I'm gonna give you the full word.
Well,
But I agree with you. And think about it. You know how homecoming always is. You know how to play somebody you feel like you win, so the fans come out.
Always want to see other schools make the homecoming too.
For sure.
It's such a metro city. from Auburn, Alabama, or whatever.
Southern, yeah, Brandon, for sure. They can definitely do a better job of that. But once again, we all know you try to pick the game. You try to work the game. Yeah, that's fair.
So we're glad to get and thank you all for joining us today. Any last words?
Oh no, this is gonna be interesting. Where this week is offensive line. It's gonna be fun to watch Mike Tina tap the Cowgirls' butt. So that's close the comments, you know. And so I like to say, I know we're gonna be talking about it next week, so I can't wait to be talking about that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about finalists and the front runners and all that good stuff. You know, UT, NOU are on bye this week, so you know they're both gonna be gearing up for the big game in Dallas next week. We'll talk a lot more about that next week. Cowboys Sunday Night Football. You can help my head. There's gonna be a high ratings, especially with Pittsburgh, and then hopefully, you know what? Hopefully Texas take care of business. You know, when Buffalo come into town, it's gonna be a tough game, but Buffalo didn't look that good either. You know, they got their own problems.
That's the worst thing you do, lose like that.
I know, but they got worse problems. But you also got to find his old team coming to town, so he's gonna be motivated. You don't want to get this fucking
He's not gonna catch pass, you know, if they don't get out. Come on. But I want to give a shout out to my cigar buddy. I heard he was on suicide watch. My boy, he Rob from Yates. So he Rob, I'm looking for him. Trying to come to see that this week. They got murdered. Yeah, sorry. They say he Rob was on suicide watch. So I'll see that family. You know, they sound Big Wayne and everybody out. Yeah, but make sure y'all keep y'all. We gotta find Rob. I heard he's on suicide watch. So make sure shout out to my boy Rob. I gotta go find him. So I'm leaving. Gonna go to find him. Make sure stay around and spend my time.
All right, take care of Mitchell's and
So I just remember. So my final word is, and it's a little bit on a serious note, but still, these ports. I would have to talk about that, but I just want to end with that you know the ports have officially closed. You know the major ports October 1st at midnight, and so I just say stock up, just stock up.
That's the middle. So I'm only gonna shut that down.
And we don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just stay hydrated and stock up. You all know y'all way around beans and rice and cornbread.
Awesome. Well, everybody, have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Bye.